Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying the run up to Christmas. It's such a special time of year, isn't it? And I wonder today, what is your favourite thing about Christmas? Is it singing the Christmas carols or seeing all the beautiful lights and decorations? Is it drinking hot chocolate with marshmallows? Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Or maybe it's having friends and family round to visit. Maybe it's having a holiday from school. Actually, I suspect the best thing about Christmas for many of you is opening up your presents on Christmas Day. Christmas really is a special time of year, isn't it? And you know, all these things I've just mentioned are great and they definitely help Christmas to be really, really special. But knowing the real story behind Christmas, the real story of Christmas, makes it even better. Because Christmas is a story about the greatest gift ever given to the world, but it's also a story about the greatest gift ever given to each one of us too. And to help us understand what that special gift is, I put together a wee video of the very first Christmas. And in it, you'll hear different people telling different parts of the story. And that's because Christmas is for everyone. I really hope you enjoy it.
The story of the very first Christmas took place in a sleepy little town called Nazareth. And Nazareth was surrounded by fields full of sheep and cattle and crops, a bit like Patna and Dalmellington are today. Anyway, a young girl called Mary lived in Nazareth. She loved God and was engaged to a man called Joseph. Now, nothing much happened in Nazareth, but one day that all changed. Why? Because Mary received a very special visitor. Can you guess who that visitor was? It was an angel called Gabriel, a real live angel from God. Can you imagine how you'd feel if an angel came to visit you? Mary must have felt frightened and excited all at the same time.
Gabriel had come to give Mary a message from God, and he said, "Don't be afraid, Mary, because God is very pleased with you. You're going to become pregnant with a baby boy, and when he's born, you're going to call him Jesus. And he will do great things, things that one day will help the whole world." Mary listened carefully to what the angel said, but she didn't understand. "There's a problem," she said. "You need a man to make a baby, and Joseph and I aren't yet married." Back in those days, people didn't have children unless they were married. "Don't worry," said Gabriel. "That's not a problem. This baby will be made through God's Holy Spirit, and he will be the Son of God." Mary was overwhelmed at what she'd heard. She'd no idea how it would all work out or even what people would think. But she loved God, and she trusted him. The angel also paid a visit to Joseph so that he would know that Mary had done nothing wrong and that the baby she was carrying had been made by the Holy Spirit.
Now you might have expected Mary to stay in Nazareth to have her baby, but God had other plans. At the time when all this happened, Israel was controlled by the powerful Roman Empire, and it was ruled by a man called Caesar Augustus. He wanted more money from everyone, and so he ordered everybody to go back to the town they came from, so they could be registered for tax. Now Joseph came from Bethlehem, so that was where he needed to go, and he took Mary with him. It was a long journey, and when they finally arrived, everywhere was full, and there was nowhere for them to stay. It was so sad.
But one kind man let them stay in the room where he kept his animals. It was warm and cosy, with lots of fresh hay. And guess what? That's where Jesus was born. And so Mary wrapped him up and put him in a manger.
Like any dad, God was excited when Jesus was born, and he couldn't wait to tell people. So he sent angels to tell the good news of Jesus' birth to some poor shepherds who were looking after their sheep in a nearby field. They were terrified when they saw the angels suddenly appear. But the angels said to them, "Don't be afraid. We're bringing you good news. In fact, we're bringing you the best news ever, because the one who will save the world, God's Son, Jesus, has been born. And you will find him in Bethlehem, lying in a manger." When the shepherds heard the news, they too were excited. So they set off to see baby Jesus.
The shepherds weren't the only visitors to see Jesus. Far away, to the east of Israel, there were some wise men who studied the stars. And when they saw a new and unusual star in the sky, they knew that a king had been born to the Jewish people. So they prepared precious gifts and began the long journey to try and find him. As they followed the star, eventually it led them to the exact place that Jesus was. They were so excited to see him. Now the wise men were very rich, so they gave him gifts of gold, frankincense, and a spicy ointment called myrrh. And that's the story of how Jesus was born. I hope you enjoyed our wee video on the very first Christmas. Christmas really is a special time of year, and at Christmas we get to celebrate God's special gift to each one of us, Jesus Christ, his Son. And Jesus came to earth. Why did he do that? Well, he came to be our friend, and he came to forgive all the things that we've done wrong. And because of Jesus, we don't ever need to feel alone or all by our own again, because he's promised he'll never leave us, he'll never desert us, and he'll never let us down. And whenever we need help or strength or courage, if we ask him for help, he's promised that he'll come and he'll give us the help that we need. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's such brilliant news. It really is, isn't it? So this Christmas, when you're opening your presents and spending precious time with family and friends, then remember the greatest gift of all. And the greatest gift of all is Jesus Christ, God's Son, gifted to us. Thanks for listening. Have a great Christmas and a brilliant New Year. God bless you.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a